The first time I actually stopped, do you know what I felt? It wasn't relief. It wasn't peace. Not what I thought I would feel. It was failure. That was the word that showed up right away. As I sat down, closed the laptop, and gave myself 1 hour to do absolutely nothing. Literally 60 seconds, and my brain was already filing a formal complaint. In writing, of course. That word that showed up, failing. Not take a break, not you need this, not this is completely okay, failing. And that's what I thought. Wow, okay, that's interesting. I realized I had no idea who I was when I wasn't busy. I had built my entire identity around doing, and without it, I didn't know what was left. And I want you to think about that for a second, because I know I am not the only one who has built their whole life around being productive, around being needed, around being the one who gets things done. We were never taught to just be. We were taught to do. Dear overcommitted woman, this one's for you. I want you to think about what you believe will happen if you just stop. Not the part of you that knows everything is going to be okay. That part doesn't believe that just quite yet. If you slow down, will people think less of you? Will things fall apart? Will you fall behind in a way that you could never recover from? Will someone finally see that you don't actually have it all together? These are the fears underneath all this busyness. And they're pretty powerful because they feel true. And here is what I have seen in women who finally let themselves stop. That disaster, it doesn't happen. Okay, maybe some things get dropped, some things are done imperfectly, and that's okay. And in the silence, the truth comes out. They start to remember who they are, what they like, what they want, what they've been ignoring for years. She was always there. They just never gave her a chance to speak. When I finally stopped, I didn't want to. Every part of me was fighting it. But I sat there anyway. And do you know what happened? I could hear myself think. For the first time in a long time. No work thoughts, not my to-do list, just me. And I realized something in that hour that I have been running away from. I have been staying busy because busy, that felt safe. Busy meant I was useful. Busy meant I had a reason to be there. But the moment I stopped, I had to face the question that I've been avoiding. Who am I when I'm not doing anything for anyone? Think about a phone that is always plugged in but never actually charges. You keep it connected, you keep it running, you use it every day for everything. And then one day it just turns off. Because plugged in is not the same as charged. I was plugged in for years, but I never felt charged. The busyness was not actually fueling me. It was draining me, while I was convincing myself it was the other way around. Who am I when I am not doing anything for anyone? I have spent so many years being the one who handled things, the one who showed up, the one who figured it out, that I had completely lost track of who was underneath all of that. And it turns out the not knowing part is just the beginning, not the end? And that question honestly terrified me because I didn't know the answer. And it turns out that was okay. And I felt something I had completely forgotten about: peace. Not because everything was done, nothing was done, but because in that hour, I stopped pretending it had to be. Trust me, rest doesn't solve your problems. It just gives you enough quiet to figure out what they actually are. So stop right now. I want you to close your eyes for just 10 seconds. Take a breath. What was the first feeling that showed up for you? That feeling, whatever it was, treat it like information, not a verdict, just information. I call this the stillness practice. This week, I want you to stop on purpose for 1 hour, just 1 hour. And when the feeling of failure shows up, because it did it for me, I want you to say this: stopping is not failing. It is actually the bravest thing you can do. Because that woman deserves to be heard, especially by herself. What is the first feeling that shows up when you think about doing nothing for 1 hour? Drop it in the comments. I really want to hear it. Before you go, though, I want to remind you about something that we're doing together this month. It's called Buy a Stranger a Book. Because the woman we've been talking about today, the one who hasn't stopped in years, she didn't stop reading because she lost interest. That is definitely not true. She stopped because she never gave herself permission to sit long enough to finish a single page. For $3, you can nominate her or yourself. I dare you. 3 names will be drawn live on YouTube on day 30. The winner gets a book chosen with care, wrapped in intention, shipped straight to her door. The link is in the description below. Because a book is 1 hour of stopping. And we just talked about how brave that is. Tomorrow, we're talking about the fixer, the woman who handles everything for everyone and why she is always the last one to get help. I'll see you then. With love and 1 hour back, Kay. Bye.